camera set up.
You're gonna miss the moment, Sharon. You're gonna miss the moment. Missing the moment. This is such an appropriate topic for life. Because you stay missing the moment. Stop.
So, we're talking about marriage and arguments.
Turn that off. Can you please turn that down? Pretty please. No, just turn the volume down.
I can't.
Oh my God.
Because you're being mean to me.
Not
No,
being
I don't
mean.
want to do this with you.
I'm not being mean.
Please. I can't figure out how to turn it down. Go on, David.
So, I thought it was an appropriate time, since we are arguing, to talk about marriage and arguments. Now, we're trying to get this set up for you. First of all, let me tell you that my name is David, and that the purpose of these videos is to help people who are on the verge of being married, who are already married and don't know what to do. And it's also to kind of just promote marriage the best way we know how. And me and Sharon are arguing right now over something stupid, something little. But the longer you've been married, the small stuff be pissing you off. Pissing you off. Like, for instance, I got some ice cream, right? It's my ice cream. I'm eating it right now. Am I supposed to have it? It's okay. I can have ice cream if I want to. I typically fast for about 5 days a week. Or this week I'm fasting for 5 days. And my top, right? This is my top. By the way, this is the greatest ice cream of all time. Haagen-Dazs caramel cone. Greatest. But I took my top off because I like my ice cream. I don't like it hard. I like it to melt a little bit. She just moved my top. Why did you do that? And then it starts like this little string of arguments that we have. We arguing about the computer, like just little stupid stuff.
You're arguing about the computer.
Petty. But we kind of want to show how to argue, because there is a way to argue that will help you to stay married. You got to understand. Stop it. Just stop. It's over. Let it go.
I'm trying to get YouTube up for you guys, so
It ain't gonna happen.
YouTube can
It's
see
not
the
gonna
video.
happen.
But my computer is having
It's
some
not
issues,
gonna happen.
and obviously it's making David angry.
Because I feel like you're not focused and your attention is not on what you're supposed to be on. The purpose of these videos, like I said earlier, is to help as much as we can. Now, and as it relates to marriage, Sharon and I are strong in this area, so we can help as many people as we can. As a matter of fact, our subject today was porn and marriage, one of our highest viewed, broadcasts that we've ever had. And I mean, it was right up there with like having a baby, and that time that me, Dion, and Shamar did that little dance challenge. It was up there. Like, I was like, wow. So number one, either people really like porn, and I understand that. Or number
That's
two,
what it is.
they kind of appreciate our perspective on it too. I think when you look at us, you just be expecting us to judge you. And we are the complete opposite of that. We do not be on that at all. But tonight's show is about arguments, how to argue as a couple. And we turned it on. I turned it on in the middle of a legit argument. We were arguing about something stupid, like I like ice cream, and she was trying to like move the ice cream. Stop, go sit down. Like, that's how I felt.
That's because he has, if you could really see, ice cream, chips, yogurt, all kind of stuff
What's
over
the
here,
point? I can't have it.
and it becomes clutter.
I'm 32. What's the problem?
Number one, arguments.
But there is a way to
Not
argue.
cleaning up after yourself.
Right. Well,
That's an argument.
we could talk about what to argue about. And you could argue about anything. I could argue about the fact that she has a water bottle left on the table, and the laptop's here. This laptop is a big bunch of money. Yes, my company reimbursed me, but if you have that, if it drops on here, who's about to pay for it again? What are you talking about? So I just get mad. Okay, how do you argue? You got to set up some parameters, some rules. Now, this may not need to be explained, but I think it needs to be explained. Number one, if you mad, do not touch. If you mad, do not touch. Just don't touch. Wait till the person's not mad anymore. Don't try to egg them on and make them mad. That is how domestic violence is alive and well in this country. Don't touch. If you see somebody angry, just respect. It's
And
like
then
a
if
base
you
form of
know that
respect.
you're a violent person, or you can get violent, go take a walk, a drive, anywhere to cool down.
I know
and then
that
you can
seems
talk about it later.
so lame, but it's true.
Right.
You go somewhere. Just go somewhere. Like, if you need some space, go somewhere. Listen, he said, Now listen, this is what Sharon love to do. She love, when she get mad, she get to pop, like popping on me. I be feeling like, hey man, don't touch me. Like, period. Don't touch me. Like, cause I feel like at the end, okay, now, and she know I don't touch you. But Sharon feel like, oh, I'm a girl, like I'm little, I can punch you in the eye.
Oh my God.
You're not about to keep.
You're over exaggerating.
You're not about to keep getting him off. Like,
No, I'm looking like the psychopath here.
any more questions? But no, so I just don't like the fact. I think that's just a good rule. I think it's just a good rule. Just don't touch. Don't touch. Another thing too.
Don't throw low blows.
And what does that mean? Okay, yes, of course it means don't touch. But yes, they do, sir. They hit the hardest. But it also means that, there's only so many words that I'm going to say while I'm mad.
All right.
I'm just a type of person. There's only so much that I'm going to say when I'm mad. I'm not going to be talking about your mama. I'm not going to be talking about, your cousin with the thing on his ear. I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, I'm not going to be talking about your cousin with the keloid. I'm just not going to do that because there's a way to argue. You feel me? I mean, if you respect the person and if you love a person, and if in my opinion, if you're not in love, you kind of missing the whole point of life. You feel me? Like it's not cool not to be in love. So let life touch you. Let love touch you.
And I think like with you being married, you know each other's weaknesses. Things that make you angry, the buttons to push, different things that will make you sad. So don't use those things in arguments. That's what I mean by low blows.
Don't do that.
If they have low self-esteem in this area, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Now, I can only speak from a man's perspective, but if you would have brought, and everywhere y'all at, you got to put on the whole armor of God, not to be talking to her like she's some sort of hoe or something like that. You know what I mean? Get away from her, like, just get away from her. She's bringing out a whole different side of you, like, get away from that babe. I don't care if you got 10 of your kids, man. Get away from her, because at the end of the day, different people bring out different things in you. You ever been with a babe, and she brought out a romantic side of you? Feel like, man, I ain't know I had this in me, like, to be romantic, like, or I ain't even know I had this in me to open the door. Like, some babes bring that in you, and then some babes bring out Ike Turner, like, get away from them babes. Because they always be like, it ain't never okay to hit a babe. Well, let me tell you something. It might not be cool to hit a woman, but I will smack the mess out of a bride. Like, so get away from me. And I just stay away from them. Like, I for real, like, I've had some bad experiences with women, and I'm gonna be the first one to keep it real. I haven't always kept my hands to myself, and that was typically always in retaliation. But you get to the point where you feel like, man, I don't want to hit no girl, and I don't want you to be with me out of fear. Like, so I'm glad I went through that. So in my marriage, I wouldn't have to go through that. But get away from somebody who making you do that. And we always hear it from the victim's point of view. Well, he Henson, get away from them. You don't. It's too many people out here to be trying to look for the first aid kit.
We all get
away
angry.
From them,
we all get angry, and we all have a violent point in us at some point in time. Now, I think what are some alternatives that we can do other than hit?
Because women like to hit low.
So what
they talk about your man's dick and say, "Oh, you see your boy, his dick bigger than you." What are you? Boom, boom.
Don't bring in past relationships.
Do that.
Don't bring in past sex experiences. That's an argument.
That's a low blow. Don't. If you like the babe,
that's an argument that might be violent.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's universal though. It's just like a base bottom line of respect that you should have. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So some alternatives that you can do.
What can you do?
Yeah, so I think we established to go take a walk.
If you that mad.
However, you do need to discuss it. It's not something that can let go, whatever the argument was. Sit down and discuss it. I like to do the method, and it might sound a little lame, but it works. Writing it out. Sometimes.
That is lame. Who about to do that?
No, you could just write down your thoughts, and then you guys could sit down and discuss it.
Well, Sharon has a blog post, so she likes to write. So if that's your thing, that's your thing.
No, it helps to organize everything, and then also you could get your points out. Another thing that we did was we set a timer, because that's where I think people get violent, because they feel like, I can't get my points out. Like, I keep trying to say stuff, and you coming over me, and you're so hyped up. You like, I gotta get mine out. You want to get his out. So we use a timer.
If a person feel like they're not being heard, they really don't care. And I've learned that if you listen to respond, women, if you're listening to respond, then you really haven't heard what I said, which says to me that you are undervaluing what I'm talking about. And if I'm getting, if as the man, like as the patriarch of this family, if what I have to say is the final say, and you're not listening to that, I'm going to try to find some new pussy immediately. That's the fastest way to get out. So I want to reiterate, the purpose of these videos is so we can cut through all the bull crap and legit help people who need help with their marriage. I talk to people on a regular basis whose marriage is crumbling. I'm talking about people who, when you look at them, you feel like, these cats got it all together. Like, man, they got a big house, nice cars, kids, and they suffering, like legit suffering. Like, don't let that be your story. You got to keep it real. And so we're giving you some pragmatic principles and truths, and we just keep it at 100. Like, I'm not watching my language because it ain't time for that. Like, it's real time for help. Today, after my porn video, I got so much feedback from people saying thank you, because I thought I was the only one. And then when they looked at me, they felt like, oh, if you do it, then not that it's acceptable, because I wasn't saying it was acceptable or not, but the fact that I do it, I'm a human. This one dude asked me today, he like, him and his wife, and this guy works with me, but him and his wife, they really don't have a lot of sex. You know what I mean? So he felt like, he turns to porn, and we're going to get back to the argument. I'm going somewhere. But he turns to porn as a, because he has to release. He was saying he uses porn in order to not cheat on his wife. Yes, it sounds very, very something that David Lucas wouldn't do. But at the same time, I have to listen to him and respect his opinion. If this how he feel, then this how he feel. And if men, when we open up, we be feeling like, are you listening to me? Because at home, I don't get listened to. Are you listening? I'm like, I got you, bro. Whatever you need to do to keep you all together, I got you, bro. If aside from him stepping out on you, if me talking to you and giving you some stuff that I do is gonna help you, bro, it's free. You don't have to pay me nothing. I'm gonna give you what I got. So as it relates to arguing again, I just really truly feel like you got to have boundaries in arguments. There are some times where I want to bust Sharon's head to the white meat. I want to see bone marrow. You hear me? But when I feel like that, I swear I will go. I smoke cigars. I will go light a cigar and just go in the garage and just chill out. And she understands there's a certain look in every man's eye that feel like if you come one step closer, they're gonna have to call the police. And you women, when y'all see that look, go on, get respected. Like,
now, men, you have to respect women too, because women are creatures who need to express themselves, especially when they're angry. We like to use our hands a lot. That doesn't mean we're going to hit you, but we like to use our hands a lot. And when we're not heard, and we need to be heard at that moment, we have to get it out. When we're not heard, that makes us angry, and we feel like we got to come to where you're at. So I think it's a balance. We need to understand each other. So.
Oh, my bad. I'm messing with the camera. She's about to get mad. I'm about to get popped.
So, so I think it's you need to just have something set up. Like, even if, all right, so you're angry, you could say, let's discuss this later in a calm voice. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go and take a break. So now you're letting her know.
Ron sounds so lame.
Now you're letting her know that you understand that she's angry and you're listening to her, but it's not a good time. Versus storming out. It's just something about storming out and, once again, not communicating.
That's a baby feeling like, you are going to listen to me.
Yes.
Now.
Yes. But if you have or even if you know your mate well enough to know that we could come back and talk about this conversation later, because it's a conversation that needs to be discussed, then it's not a problem. But it's a problem when some men, they try to ignore it, act like it never happened, and then never come back to discuss the issue. That's why the women feel like that. That's why they feel like, no, let me get it out now, because you're going to do the same thing again, or the problem will never get solved. So
you're right. And I've been noticing, like, men love to keep secrets. And me and Sharon are always talking about the generation before us, especially the generation before them.
Their closet is overflowing.
These people, they keep so many secrets. You don't even know who your real granddad is. Like, who is the nigga? Like, there's too many secrets here. Now, I understand everything ain't my business, but I should know who this cousin, I should know about that, because I could have got this one pregnant. You feel me? So, there's too many secrets. And as far as, what your wife, and I don't have one secret from my wife. Not one. My wife knows everything about me, from the rooter to the tutor. She know everything. Like, wow, listen, there has to be one person that you keep it 100 with. And if you keep it 100 with your boy, nigga, that's gay. Like, regardless, that's gay. Like, you need to be 100 with your wife. There has to be somebody that you can talk to, confide in, and that needs to be your wife. If it's, me and my dude keep it real, dude, pull your pants up. Like, you sounding... And ain't nothing wrong with, if that's your choice of lifestyle, that's you. You do that. Hey, Ken, how you doing? We're talking about arguing in marriage, and we're talking very candidly, very openly. I would let you know our purpose is so that we can help people, just like you and your wife do, people who really need assistance with help. Every day we are literally bombarded with just different examples of people who are not succeeding at this marriage thing. And the reason that they're not succeeding, that we believe, is just simply because they just don't understand marriage. They literally don't understand what you signed up for. I work for a cell phone company, right? And so we got 2-year contracts, and you got 14 days to cancel. And after the 14 days to cancel, if you still want your cell phone, or if you don't want your cell phone rather, and you call me and be like, oh, it's day 25, I don't want it. Well, that don't mean you don't have to pay. Ma'am, when you signed the contract, you didn't understand what you signed up for. This is for 2 years. Right. And so people don't understand. When you signed up for marriage, you have signed a covenant agreement. And excuse my language, because it's going to be candid. People just don't understand what they signed up for. They just don't understand. If you understood what you signed up for, then you would love, honor, cherish, and you wouldn't be keeping secrets. I know people who have bank accounts that their wives or husbands don't know about.
That's a whole nother topic.
But listen, if I have a drug problem, right, and you might not have known you married a drug problem, right? Now I'm not a drug addict, and you might have to keep money from me as a result. Now there are always little,
loopholes.
Special circumstances. But for the most part, you got an account so you and another girl can go to a hotel. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your... Did you lose your mind? You had to have lost your mind.
Right.
Or you don't love this babe. Or you don't understand what you signed up for.
Right.
So it's time out for all that extra... I'm talking to you like I should be talking to you. Are you out of your mind? And just make the decision. So when we argue, we talked about not making low blows. I've been mad enough at Sharon, you hear me, to send her back to her mom's house. I've been mad enough at Sharon to say, you need to go back home. But when I feel like that, I smoke cigars. I'll go out to my cigar room, and I'll just smoke a cigar. I'll relax. I'll smoke a cigar, and I realize that her mom don't want her neither. So she can stay. You know what I mean? And now I realize what I signed up for.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna take too much of your time, but the lesson for the day is don't go too low on your blows. We realize that some people make you mad. You have to decide within yourself that there's only, thank you, Chris. There's only so much anger I'm gonna let even happen. We love you, Chris. There's only so much anger that I'm gonna let happen, you know, because there's only this much I can take. And so once it gets to this much, I'm not taking that no more, and I'm just gonna decide to leave. I also understood before I got married what I signed up for. If you don't understand what you signed up for, we're gonna have a whole nother video for that.
Right.
Yeah, so this is not just for married couples. This is also for people who are looking to get married, who are not seeking good counsel. Because to be talking to your friend and whose marriage is hanging by the hairs on her chinny chin, and she want to give you advice, that's not cool. You need to talk to somebody who understands. And since a lot of people don't like to approach us because we got that swag on us, like, I don't even know what is that swag, but we'll just go ahead and volunteer. And we'll volunteer our page, and, you know, we'll take a step back from family and just really help. And what really propelled us to help was we won't put nobody out there. But there was a couple that we know who we had known for years, and they had just, you know, broken up.
Right.
And it just...
It hurt me. I was like, oh my
wow.
God.
Wow.
Like, they inspired me before I was married, so. But,
And they was like who we both looked up to.
right.
But at the end of the day, they broke up. With kids, with home. And I understand sometimes this stuff happens, but if you sign up for a marriage, there shouldn't be nothing y'all can't get through together. Nothing. The death of a parent, losing money,
Right.
miscommunication. I think the only thing I would say is cheating. Because if another man put his donut in my coffee, do you know there's a Starbucks? I'm not about to go. You can have that. For me, that's for me. Women are a little bit different. She might feel like, if you out here spending all the money, I got to go. I don't know how she felt about that, but we were just kind of like...
I made a commitment to God, so...
First.
Yes. And when I feel that way, I know that we're not supposed to be getting too spiritual, but it's in me, so it's going to come out. Mm-hmm. But when I make a commitment to God, that's, you know what I mean, I go pray. Mm-hmm. If you feel like that, go pray. And that sounds cliche, but he will really help you. He will help you to get a better understanding. He will come into your marriage and help your marriage, especially if both of you guys are connected to God and have a relationship to God. So it really actually works. So
God the plug for real. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people who get married, they missing that one ingredient. How you missing the main ingredient? How you gonna make a cake and you want no flour? What?
Or eggs.
What are you talking about?
Your cake will drop.
How you?
Everything.
What? Oh, we trying to make some ice cream, but we ain't got no milk. What are you talking about? You feel me? What are you talking about? So
that's the glue. That's how we make it work. That's the secret.
You gotta have that. Like, you gotta have that, man.
Right.
And I'm not that fake stuff neither. Like, that's why we coming over here and keeping it as real as I know how to keep it real, because it's the only thing that's going to help you. Keeping it real. You need to see a real life example. When me and Sharon first came on this camera, we was legit arguing. It wasn't fabricated. That was I turned it on purpose, like, because it was legit. And that's how we argue. We argue like two young people who are in love, who don't hate each other,
right,
who live with each other, and who feel like, ain't you about to go somewhere? Don't you feel like going somewhere? That's how you're supposed to do it, for real. Right. And that's pretty much it. So if you don't have anything else to say, we're gonna end this. Thank y'all. Please like, please share. Somebody needs your help. It might not even be you who need the help. Right. If you don't need the help, that's cool. But somebody you know do need the help. So let them get the help. All right, peace out.